Is TikTok spying on you? This isn't just a conspiracy theory, there's actual evidence to back this up. And in this video, we're going to be digging through that evidence from the suspicious corporate practices and ownership to how the app actually works and collects user information and where that data goes. We're going to try to investigate if TikTok is really just an innocent dancing app or if it is a secret clandestine spyware campaign for the Communist Party of China. And before I go any further, I understand that this can be a bit of a controversial topic, so I made sure to link all the references that I used for this video down in the video description. So if you have any issues with anything I bring up, check out the evidence down in the description before leaving a comment. But do leave a comment if you have any thoughts, because I am interested to hear what you have to say. TikTok is the world's 6th most popular social media app. Over 3 billion people have downloaded the TikTok app. That is almost half of the world's population. And yet, despite this, it has come with a heap of controversy. The FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr has called on Google and Apple to remove TikTok from their app stores. The US federal government has banned the downloading of TikTok on government phones. And that's not just an American problem. India, a country of over 1 billion people, banned TikTok outright among 58 other Chinese apps due to security concerns. Now, on the surface, TikTok is just an innocent short-form video app. It's got everything from singing to just endless amounts of cringe. And honestly, if the spying allegations were not enough of a concern, the levels of cringe that exist on TikTok certainly is. So why is there so much controversy around this app, and why is it that the US is having such a problem with TikTok, and why is it that India banned TikTok? And once we've uncovered that, how is it that you can protect yourself? You can start protecting yourself by hitting that like button. There is a non-0% chance that whenever you hit a like button, a YouTuber gets their wings, and I'm looking to fly, baby. Now, the bulk of concern around TikTok comes from concerns over the user's privacy. Digging deeper into why that is, TikTok is owned by a Chinese-based company called ByteDance. ByteDance is based out of Beijing. And in fact, ByteDance is partially owned by the Chinese government. And no, that's not suspicion or conspiracy theory. That is actually truth. In 2021, the China Internet Investment Fund, which is a state-owned enterprise owned by the Cyberspace Administration of China, took partial ownership of ByteDance. They also placed a government official, Wu Shugang, on ByteDance's board. ByteDance has also partnered with other government entities like the Chinese Ministry of Public Security. Now, I do want to say that it is not uncommon for companies based in China to have some sort of a relationship with the Chinese government. However, it is a combination of ByteDance's global reach via an app like TikTok, as well as the Chinese government's aggressive pushes for increased censorship regarding topics that it considers controversial. That's really where a lot of people get concerned. And of course, that can all get enforced through what's called golden shares and the board placement of Wu Shugang. Now, it's not enough that the ByteDance corporate structure is sus. The next concern is over where ByteDance stores its data and how secure that data really is. Now, TikTok themselves have always claimed that US user data has always been stored in both the US and Singapore. And there's also talk of a new TikTok data center opening up in Europe. So that's all good, right? No, not really. BuzzFeed reported on leaked audio from 80 internal meetings within TikTok. In one meeting, which was held in 2021, it was said that, quote, everything is seen in China, unquote. They also said what they called was a master admin has complete access over the data that exists in TikTok data centers. Now, I understand that sounds all very vague and confusing and potentially scary, so let me try to explain. You can store data anywhere you want. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that it will be secure or private. Just because data is stored in the US doesn't make it inherently more secure or private than data stored in, say, China. Since this data is being stored on ByteDance-owned data centers, then of course ByteDance can access the data. It's their data center. And I mean, the data comes from an app that they own, from users that willingly opened accounts and downloaded the app to their devices. So the data is really coming from their own product, so of course they can access all this data. And at the end of the day, it's the access that really matters. So the corporate structure is a little sus. The way that ByteDance has historically been able to access user data from China routinely, it seems, that's also a little suspicious. But how exactly does the app itself collect this data? Well, that's where things get a little interesting. Like any app, whenever you download TikTok, you can actually toggle the amount of permissions that the app has on your phone. For instance, in your phone settings, you should be able to toggle whether or not the app has access to your camera, your microphone, your location settings, or your Pictures app. app. Once you've given it access to those things, then it can in fact access those things even in the background when you're not actively using the app. This is the same with any other app that you download from the internet. Now, there is a concerning find from Felix Krause, and this finding showed that whenever you open a web browser from the TikTok app, it basically executes JavaScript, which amounts to a keylogger. This basically means that TikTok is able to collect and track everything that you do in that web app, everything that you type, everything that you click, everywhere you go, all of it. So if you were to open up a web browser from the TikTok app and then log into another site, then you've just handed TikTok your login credentials for that site. Now, beyond that, everything in TikTok functions about as you would expect for a typical social media app. The profiles you visit, the content that you watch, it all factors into this user profile that TikTok is building on you. And that basically allows TikTok to understand what kind of content you would most be interested in. This gets taken to the nth degree. That includes the kinds of things that you do in a web browser from TikTok, the kinds of messages that you're sending and receiving and who you're messaging. All of that factors into what content TikTok will recommend to you, because again, the main goal for these social media apps is to keep you on the platform. Now, that's all well and good, but only whenever that data is being used for that specific purpose and nothing else. And again, to be completely fair, other social media does the exact same thing, including YouTube. In fact, later in his study, Felix found that Instagram basically does a similar thing whenever you open a web browser in Instagram. And other social media like Instagram, again, will basically track everything that you do in the app and try to analyze what you're doing to build a user profile on you and suggest you content that you would be interested in. Where the concern with TikTok reaches a fever pitch is whenever you combine that intimate level of analysis and detail about who you are and what you're interested in with ByteDance's concerning lack of care for user privacy and willingness to turn user data over to authorities in China, including the fact that the Chinese government may in fact own a controlling portion of ByteDance. Yeah, that's all pretty concerning. It's not just about whether or not ByteDance is going to basically take your content and do things with it. It's more that they're going to softly push out social media campaigns to influence public opinion, and we've already seen that time and time again on other social media platforms, including Twitter. So do other apps in the US and Europe also collect a ton of user information? Yes, absolutely. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, again, if it's able to refine the user experience and make it better, that actually can be a net benefit for the user. The problem rises is what happens to the data after it's collected and stored. If it's held in storage where only the almighty algorithm is able to access it and use it, then that's probably fine. But is that data actively shared with intelligence agencies and other government entities? Is the user experience an organic and free one? Or is your experience limited to just what the platform owner wants you to see? These questions really underline what is at the heart of the debate over TikTok and the concerns over TikTok. And to be real, TikTok and ByteDance have not done a very good job of dissuading people's concerns. So do I use TikTok? No, I don't. Why would I make this video if I use TikTok? But the fact that TikTok is mired in this much controversy is really just a cherry on top. Now, should you use TikTok? And I'm going to put that decision back on you. You can make that decision for yourself. If everything that we covered in this video doesn't concern you, I mean, go for it. Make your own decisions based on the information that you have. There might be people watching this that have large followings on TikTok, and I completely understand that it's not so easy to just delete TikTok and abandon that following that you've built over all that time. That's not to say that you're screwed. You could always migrate to other apps like Instagram or even YouTube Shorts. However, again, that's more work than what you were doing before. Make a decision based off of your comfort level and based on the information provided, which may require some additional study on your part beyond just this video. In either case, what everybody watching this video should use is a password manager like NordPass, and there's an affiliate link down in the video description where you can get started with NordPass. And if you're interested in a password manager and you don't have one yet, you can learn about what that is in this video. And subscribe, because I will be sharing how to secure each individual social media app in the near future in this next month. So, subscribe so you don't miss out on that.